loves, welcome back to Trend Talks. I'm Mirad and thank you so much for tuning in. So by now you guys are aware that the toxic UK media is flooding the internet with dozens and dozens of articles about Harry and Meghan's Netflix deal. They are claiming that Netflix is cutting ties with Harry and Meghan. Now, I know a lot of you are in the comments and fighting and, defending our faves, which, by the way, is pretty noble of you. But I think I have a different approach on how we should react to this. And that is laughing our heads off. I want you to laugh. When you come across a UK tabloid and they're talking about Netflix cutting ties with Harry and Meghan, I just want you to laugh. Just laugh. Don't engage, don't type, don't whatever. Just laugh. You know why I'm saying that? Because by now we've pretty much established that the UK media is never ever going to write anything positive about Harry and Meghan. We've been knowing. This is not the first time they're writing about Netflix cutting ties with Harry and Meghan. They've written that for years. One thing I love, however, is how our faves move in silence. We don't know their next move. And the best thing is they always end up having the last laugh. That is the best part. So as much as I appreciate you guys defending our faves, I think laughing your head off, your heart off, whatever, is more of a better approach because everything they're doing right now and they're writing is just pretty much comical. That's all I need to tell you. Because sometimes you'll see a headline and you're like, oh no, this is clickbait. This is clickbait. This is clickbait. Harry and Meghan signed a 5-year deal with Netflix, right, for content. And it's been 5 years, guys. Never once has Netflix cancelled that deal. That is a huge, huge achievement. I'm really proud of our faves. $100 million Netflix deal for 5 years and it's now running its course. Never once has it been cancelled. That is a huge accomplishment. Congratulations to Harry and Meghan for doing that. Like many other contracts, they eventually come to an end. That is how contracts work. But you have the UK media spinning it into saying that Netflix is cutting ties. They're not cutting ties with Harry and Meghan. In fact, they are still in business with Harry. With Harry and Meghan, sorry. One thing with Netflix, they don't go in business with people who are failures. So the UK media is running this thing where, they're failures, they're a flop, Netflix is cutting ties with them because they're not successful no, it's just the contract did its thing. It's been 5 years and it's coming to an end. That's what contracts do. That's how it works, right? And also it's a start for new beginning. They may choose to renew, hopefully, or go work with another platform. I know one thing for sure is that there are other projects that are lined up and I'm super excited about that. So don't stress, guys. Don't panic. This is what the UK media is doing. And we know right now more than ever they're doing that to distract. They're creating a distraction from the fact that William and Kate are on their 6th vacation. And you have Charles, who was outed as a bully to his gardening staff. So don't sweat it, guys. Just laugh. Because I saw another one and I laughed so hard my ribs are hurting. Because the lies, you can just see. When you see what I'm going to say, this article, I'm not going to read it, but I'm just going to show you the headline. You will laugh. That's when you know they're desperate and they're fabricating stories for clicks. And they hate that they don't know Harry and Meghan's next move, especially now that their Netflix contract is coming to an end. They don't know what their next move is going to be. So they're spiraling and they are really, really scared because they don't know. They're not Lix and Montecito. So you have the Daily Phil writing something and it's sweet and I laughed. And that's why I'm telling you, just laugh. You'll feel so better when you laugh. So here's what they said. Nail in the coffin for Prince Harry and Meghan Sussex $100 million Netflix deal was 4 sales of her as ever wine. You see why I told you need a laugh? They're saying it's because the Netflix is dipping because Meghan's wine did not sell out. I don't know about you and I don't know where you live, but one thing for sure is that wine sold out and it's been getting nothing but good reviews all over social media. I've seen thousands of reviews, people unboxing, sharing their packages, and the audacity for these clowns to say that Netflix is dipping because Meghan's wine did not sell out. Mind you, this same Netflix is still promoting as our products. Now do you see why I'm telling you need to laugh? You just don't need to engage, you just need to laugh. You just need to laugh. Because we know they want them to be broke so bad. We know they want them to fail so bad so they can run back to the UK. They want them to go back to the UK by whichever means possible. That they've been writing stories about how Harry and Meghan are failures. Clearly, that's not true. Confessions of a Female Founder did really well, their podcast. Meghan's Netflix show with Love Meghan season 2 is about to debut. And then As Ever products sold out. And on top of that, As Ever Rosé sold out. You even had tabloids writing about it. But here they are again. Do you think Netflix is stupid and dumb to go into business with people who are failures, who are predicted to fail? And I've also seen the fact that they hate that the Netflix CEO Ted Sarandos is such an avid fan of Meghan. They hate that he loves Meghan. They hate that. So right now, they're out here saying, oh, you should drop them. You made a bad choice. It was a flop. It was not a flop. It was a contract. It's run its course. They've done great. It was never once did they cancel it. The numbers are great. In fact, you had, remember Netflix, documentary, Harry and Meghan's Netflix documentary. It pushed like 1.5 billion pounds in sales in UK, Netflix UK. And they dare say these people are flops. Rosé had, the orders. You had over 9,000 orders like in 3 minutes. Like, the tracking number. That's how you see how many orders are there. How do you sell 9,000 bottles in 3 minutes? And the audacity to say it did not sell out? Oh, they're rattled. They're rattled because once they don't know their next, Harry and Meghan's next move. So they're trying to poke the bear. And I've seen people upset that Harry and Meghan's communications team is not fighting back to put these lies to rest. But, there's a divide. People are like, okay, yeah, they should because the UK media is running these articles lying that Netflix is cutting ties, that they're failures. But here's the thing. There's another group that is like, no, they shouldn't. Why should they? Because even if they respond, the UK media is still going to spin everything. So is it worth it at the end of the day? So they rather be silent and let the work speak for itself. So in due time, I know when Meghan pops or when there's an announcement that's made, be it a deal or something, we're going to be having the last laugh. Don't sweat it, guys. Don't even bother. Just laugh. Our faves are working on something. They're very brilliant. They're very smart. They're doing really well. Because Netflix will not be in partnership with them, especially with Meghan's As Ever business, if they're failures, if they flopped, if they did not do well. And if they were as terrible as the UK media is claiming, then they would have dropped them a long time ago. They would have ended the contract long time ago. But because they know the numbers, they know the influence, there's no way they're going to let this two go. Especially Meghan's business, look at how great it's doing. Mind you, it's not even gone international yet. She's not shipping international. But look at how good it is, how she's making money. So imagine when she goes global. They know they're on the road to becoming billionaires and they hate that to happen because in their minds, in their little minds, they are just, they're going to go broke and crawl back asking Charles for money. You have them doing polls right now, conducting polls, begging for Harry and Meghan to go back to the UK. And it's really, really just desperate. It's a desperate move. Yet they say that they're failures. Anyway, that's why I tell you to have, just to laugh it. Netflix is cutting ties with Meghan, because Harry and Meghan, because As Ever Rosé failed. Notice how they did not say As Ever product, they said the Rosé. That's how you know it's just clickbait. It's clickbait. They want that engagement so bad, and they want to distract the public from the fact that their leftover rolls are vacationing, and the other one has a scandal of building his gardening stuff. So it's pretty pathetic. So I have few comments. I saw this and I laughed. Wait, let me get it. So Livy says, my As Ever Rosé order number was close to 3,000 at 11:03 a.m. That's close to 9,000 bottles of wine sold in 3 minutes. Never mind, the rest are sold over the remaining 42 minutes. Do you think Netflix would let that go? Think logically beyond the negative headlines and hyperventilating. I like that comment. I love that comment. Rashbi says, give me that nail. I'll pound it in for $100 million. Harry and Meghan laughing while you all gripping. Absolutely. This is funny. You remember how Harry said they always they've seen these articles about them divorcing, and it's just hilarious at this point. They've divorced a million times because that shows you And like I've said time and time again, Harry and Meghan just end up proving that the UK media is lying. So don't worry, I know very soon we will have the last laugh. Maya says, the hyper focus on this woman is weird. It's like you're all setting her like a caged animal. So weird. And your listeners seem to get to getting orgasmic delight over watching someone bully and hate talk about this one woman. Meghan really has you locked in a chokehold. Fascinating. Very, very true. Then lastly Said says, here you are trying to scrape a few coins of her name. Pathetically predictable. True. For someone who they're saying is a flop, they're out here still writing and obsessing over them. Anyway, guys, that is the story. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember to like, share, and hit that subscribe button. I'm Emerald, and I'll see you in the next one.